And honestly, it's that's why I believe, God, you're like what you believe in, and entrepreneurship is so necessary, because you got to be willing to stand in it and be like, I don't know what next month is going to be looking like, but God, but I know this is what I always say, I walk by faith, step in my purpose. Let people know what you have to offer. That's one of the best, I think, marketing tools that you can do. And we even talked about at the event that you came and spoke on is serve, right? Like put on an event, serve, make it a dope event, let people know what you do, and then they're going to have that buy-in factor to you is like, oh, Key's awesome. I take two things from that. Number one, to me, it's I'm thinking in the right way. Like I've had that happen a couple times. So I saw Damon John pull up an advertisement, and I'm like, I texted my friend. I'm like, bro, do you see this? This was our idea 3 years ago. Damon John, right? Like billionaire. Same thing with another situation. And I'm like, all right, but that means I'm thinking as a billionaire.
Welcome to another episode of Salon Talk Literally, the podcast where we dive into a world of beauty, business, and everything in between.
We're here to bring you the real, the raw, and of course, the literal truth about what it's like working in the beauty industry with a few laughs along the way.
And we've got a really dope guest lined up for you today. All right, now let's get into today's topic. Trust me, you literally don't want to miss this one.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Hey, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of Salon Talk Literally podcast. Today, we have Joseph Honeysett. He is one of the co-founders of Crown, a global faith-based business networking community dedicated to empowering entrepreneurs, business owners, and leaders to connect, collaborate, and grow. Through Crown, he has created a transformative space in person and online where professionals can acquire new clients and referrals, build meaningful relationships, and learn strategies to scale their businesses while staying grounded in their values and purpose. With a passion for fostering community, education, and equipping others for success, Joseph Honeysett and co-founder Joel Engulu helps entrepreneurs unlock their full potential by teaching the importance of authentic connections and strategic networking. Crown's events and initiatives focus on building influence, cultivating leadership, and creating opportunities to thrive both personally and professionally. Whether hosting impactful events or guiding professionals on their journey, Joseph Honeysett brings energy, expertise, and a heart for helping others succeed. Today, we'll dive into the power of community, the vision behind Crown, and how building the right network can transform your business and life.
Yay.
Yay.
Joseph.
Welcome, Joseph.
That was awesome. That was a great intro.
Look, that was pretty good.
That was like the corporate intro.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm here for that.
I love it. Welcome
Thank
to
you
the
guys
show.
so much for having me.
Yes.
It's an honor.
Yes, thank you for
We're
being
so happy
here.
to have you, and that you took the time on Monday to come and speak with us.
Yeah.
Yes.
In our audience there.
Mhm.
So
For sure.
tell us a little bit about Crown. Like, how did you become a founder of Crown? What inspired you to do Crown? And just kind of give us more background of it.
Yeah, so Crown initially came from just an idea. Faith is one of the things that's very important to me. And I saw a lot of other communities doing business well. And, Asian community does business very well with each other.
Mhm.
The Jewish community specifically does business very well together. In fact, there was a study done that it takes 20 days for the dollar to circulate out of the Jewish community.
Wow.
Right? And so as entrepreneurs, business owners, we understand how important it is to like help each other.
Yes.
Mhm.
And so having that as really the basis of like, well, why aren't Christians, people that I believe in the things that I believe in do that? Why are we not putting each other on? Because there's a lot of influence in culture that we're not a part of, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of politics that we're not a part of, right? And so if you believe in something, you should stand up for what you
Yes.
believe in and put out that voice,
Yes.
right? And how do you create influence? Power and money,
Mm.
right? And so if we can permeate, business culture, we can permeate all culture. Because right now, entrepreneurs are the movie stars. Right now, business owners
Yeah.
are what the youth are looking up to.
That's
And
true.
so, me as an 18-year-old guy, I didn't know how to be on. I don't come from money, right? So like I've had
Yeah.
to figure it out
Same.
all
Yes,
my
all
entire
of it.
life, right? I had the great opportunity of going to a private school, and I only went there because my mom was a teacher, so we still had to pay, but
Yeah.
I shouldn't have been there. Like my
Yeah.
classmates drove Maseratis to school, and I saw that as like, man, like how do I like
they do that?
how do I do that?
Yeah.
But if they can have that, then I can have that
Mhm.
too. And so I was that lonely, entrepreneurial minded kid of like, all right, how do I go and make that happen? And so entrepreneurship is lonely, and so there's nothing more powerful than a community that you can just plug into and just help you, right? Your net worth is related to your network. That's what Crown
true.
is about.
Yes. I love it.
Yeah.
That's everything you said was so true.
Yeah.
It's like, why can't we work together like that? Why? That's why we are here to change the dynamic of that.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
So it's possible. Yes, we can all do it.
And it's a great outlet to just make, what I believe in, right? Faith,
Yeah.
Christianity,
Absolutely.
dope, right? Like,
Yes.
why aren't we making it dope?
Mhm.
Why,
Yeah.
like, so we just had our third event a few days ago, and it was
How'd
great.
it go?
It was great. It was about
Yes.
35 entrepreneurs, business owners,
Good,
creatives in
Yeah.
a room at the event. But it was cool because super nice event. We were playing music the whole night, and I was putting on one of my friends, who's dope Christian rapper, Lawrence Jamal.
Yeah.
And like, he's nice. And so like, everybody's like, man, who is
that?
this? I'm
Yeah.
like, man, this is, and I was showing them,
Yeah.
and they're like, that's so dope. Like, you're actually doing what you say. It's
What
like,
you
yes,
say.
we practice what
Yes,
we preach.
what we
It's not
preach.
just, we're
Yeah.
not just here to talk about it.
Talk
We're here to
about
put
it.
action into
Mhm.
it, right? Because, I have a personal relationship with him.
Yeah.
But even
Yeah.
if I didn't, like, I would still
Still
play
reach
that
out.
music. I would still
Yeah.
play a Christian,
Mhm.
rapper or whatever
Yeah.
type of music is going to be playing, because that's in line with
That's the
brand,
walk.
right?
Absolutely. It's in
Yes.
alignment. And, he's telling the truth. I've been to one of his events, and, they stand on principles. They stand on what they say they're going to do. So I love that. And that's one thing that made me draw Joseph here today.
Yeah. Love that.
And so I just love the fact that you're faith-based, and that the fact that you set a community to where we all be in a safe space to where we can all grow together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So that's not common.
No,
It's
yeah.
not common.
And it's cool to see, because when you have an idea as a business owner or
Mhm.
entrepreneur, you're like, to me, it makes sense.
Yes.
But what does the marketplace
Yes.
look
Mhm.
for,
Yes.
right? Like, coming up with the podcast, you're like,
Yeah.
how many people want to hear us talk?
Us talk
And these are the
about-
lies that we
Mhm.
tell ourselves. But when you go and you execute,
Absolutely.
you actually
Mm.
see
Yes.
the benefit.
You see the
You see
benefit
it.
of
You
it.
see the benefit, not
Yes.
for yourself, but for other people,
Other
because it was
people.
cool.
Yes.
I don't do it for me. Like, this is
No.
like, Crown is so dope because I get to put other people on
Mhm.
for each other
Yeah,
to
for
then
each
go
other.
and reap the benefits of that. But they were coming up to myself and Joel and like, man, thank you guys so much for following through with this idea, because this is exactly
This is what I needed.
I needed,
Mhm.
right?
And explain the date, like the what was it? The speed dating,
speed networking.
speed networking.
Speed
Yes,
networking.
it was
Oh.
the speed networking, and it was really cool because I had never heard of it before. But explain what that is.
Yeah, so I had never heard of it before. Shout out to Joel. He was the one that brought that up. Initially, I didn't even like it. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, that kind of sounds corny.
Right, speed
and I'm
networking. You
like,
what?
he's like, no, I promise you, it's gonna be dope. So I'm like, all right, cool, let's do it. And the event that you had came to was a little bit smaller. It was our second event, but even with that,
Which
it
is
was
gonna
so
grow every
impactful.
month. Yeah.
We've like literally triple X that
Yeah.
since our
Since
last
our
event,
last one,
and it's cool, but like the power of that, is guided and facilitated networking. But so
Networking.
often as business owners, we don't like to ask for what we truly need.
What we need.
We like to be like, man, I'm good. Like,
I'm good.
I don't need
I'm
help.
gonna figure it out. No, and all you need to do is just make that one phone call and get it done.
Yes. So we facilitate, hey, stand up, tell us about you real
Mhm.
quick, your name, business, what do you do? And what do you need right now?
Yeah.
What do you need in this next month to accomplish your goals, right?
That's so good.
And that was one of the things that we did last week at our third event. Had 30 people stand up and ask for the sale, right? Or like ask for, hey, honestly, like there was a guy there, he wasn't even an entrepreneur. He was a banker. He had just, he's about to, lose his job, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But from that, he's like, honestly, I'm just here to meet people, right?
Wow.
And when I think that's so dope
Yeah.
because, you're in a room
Yes.
of people that are, quote unquote successful. Everybody look good, smells
Yeah.
good.
Well,
and you're like,
they're trying to be
right?
successful too.
Exactly.
Yes.
But he was there And from that, he was able to get a job. Like there was people there
Wow,
that in
that's
the financial
amazing.
services industry.
So
was
I
like,
know that gotta make you
That was
feel
willing to
good.
help.
to me, that's one of the coolest things.
Yes.
To see connections, clientele built, and
Yeah.
referrals happen
Yes.
real time.
Real
like
time.
everybody talks about, man, I want to get the bag
I wanna
together. I
do
don't know if
this.
you guys are on
Mhm.
Threads, but
Oh, yeah.
I see that.
I need to get on there
Threads
more
Okay.
though, because I be seeing you on there, but I gotta get on there more.
Yeah.
If you want to build a community, I think
Really,
Threads
I think
is the
Threads is
place.
one of the
Okay.
best
Okay.
I think so
platforms
too. I
to
agree.
really
For real?
naturally
Okay.
nurture
Because they
that.
will really help you out on Threads. Like the strangers be
Really?
reaching out.
I don't know.
Really?
Yes.
I don't understand what it is with
Okay,
Threads
so I got to
specifically.
get
I don't
on
either, but
there.
It's better than
really
Twitter.
Good. It's much better
It's
than
better
Twitter.
than Facebook or Facebook groups.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
Threads is like top tier
Okay.
in my opinion. I'm like,
Yes,
I
'cause I
probably
be
need
seeing
to
you
get
on
off
there.
of Facebook and just put more time and effort into Threads because you can go there
if
and
you
get
put
whatever
time
you
and
want.
effort, and I think that's what it was, and I needed
Yeah.
to understand because I'm like, is this just more like you just throw out your thoughts type of thing?
You can throw out your
and
thoughts.
you just have conversations, and people just can't everybody see it, or like what like is it only your friends can see it? I never understood it.
I feel like the algorithm just like put the right people in your face.
Oh wow.
If
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Really?
You know, and
I agree.
using the hashtags and stuff. Like I think I saw you post something about the school on there.
Yeah.
Like
I just was
keep
trying it out
posting-
that day.
Yeah, keep posting about the
Okay,
school. And
okay.
especially once you get the online courses and stuff,
Yes.
like using the hashtags and just being consistent.
Yes.
And those people are going,
Okay.
they're going to
Yeah.
come.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna work
Mhm.
that because I'll be seeing it. I kind of fiddle with it a little bit,
Yeah.
but I ain't been.
Mhm.
Yeah, I bet you can probably get a lot of students coming
Okay.
in for that. Yeah.
Because I know TikTok worked for me. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, TikTok is dope.
TikTok is great
that's my
for
source of, like,
eyeballs
that.
on
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, but
Mhm.
I'm gonna try the Threads because I know that they be on.
Yeah,
Do it.
they
Okay.
do.
it.
Yeah.
Good one.
So, Joseph, how long has Crown been around?
Literally, we probably about over 3 months.
Just
So we
Yeah,
threw our
wow.
third event. Yeah. Which is pretty cool. Last week we created our Instagram, and in literally 2 days this isn't gonna be anything crazy, but in 2 days, 1,000 followers.
Yeah,
That
that's
is
still good in
crazy.
2 days.
And
some people don't have 1,000 followers
I
now.
know.
Yeah, it's-
Yeah.
big
That's
blessing.
amazing. Mhm.
And then we grew it to about 20,000 views total for our profile in
Oh,
a
that's
week,
awesome.
which is cool.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
Yeah, commendable for
So
sure.
it's something new. It's
Yeah.
getting started, but 2025, Joel and I were really excited to. We have a clear vision on where we want to take it. Right now, we're doing our local events, which is more so like if you think of like an offer, the different types of offers. It's like a lead generation offer. It allows you guys to get introduced to us, to
Right.
come to an event and get to feel what Crowned is,
In real
because
time, yeah.
online is great. But there's nothing like having a conversation like this.
Like this.
Watching this is going to be
Yes.
dope because of
Yeah.
the production
Yes.
and the
Mhm.
conversation, and
Yes.
y'all are dope.
Yes.
But if you're in this room,
you
you
can
get to
really get
feel
a
it,
yeah,
right?
you feel the
You do.
energy.
You feel
Yeah.
so we get that
energy.
buy-in factor. But there's so many other things that we want to do, especially like touching the community.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome. That's
Yeah,
so
let
good.
us know how we can help you in any way.
Yeah.
We would
For
like to support you and show up at your events
Absolutely.
because I'm still fairly new to. Well, I mean, I say that, but like I'm 2 years in. You know, I've been here 2 years, so I'm still trying to meet people and network
Yeah.
and just get in the right room. So
Yes.
that'll be
you
dope
had
for us to
come.
show
I
up,
think I
Key.
did invite you, but
Did you?
to his event when I was on the panel.
Oh, that was
Yeah,
his
that's-
Damn,
event.
didn't
Oh,
come through. It's okay.
I didn't know.
We're gonna let God work on
Oh,
that. That's all right.
He's still working over there for sure. Yeah, that's
So
dope.
She can't say I didn't invite her.
I
I
know,
know.
yeah.
I didn't
But
know.
I know you work with countless of professionals, right? So what common traits do you see in those who thrive in both business and community?
Ooh, in my opinion, people that have just a desire, a
Mm.
strong desire. I think, success is dependent upon, the individual,
Yeah.
but you got to really want it. I think
Yeah.
more people like the idea, the
Mm.
talk of what they want to do, but
Yeah.
are you actually willing
About
to
it.
do it?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I think success, and when we think of success, like building a successful business, like a 6-figure a year, 6-figure
Yeah.
a month business, there's a certain mindset and approach that you take to it. I think a lot of entrepreneurs like to play business,
Yes.
which
you
is that's
said a good word.
that's
play
expensive.
business.
Baby.
you like to play
But
business,
really
but
putting it in
But really
format,
putting it in action,
in action
and making
yes.
those sacrifices.
and honestly,
another word.
that's why I believe God, you're like what
Yeah.
you believe in,
Yeah.
and entrepreneurship
Goes
is
hand in hand.
so necessary,
Mhm.
because you got to be willing to stand in it and be like, I don't know what next month is going to be looking like.
That's
But I
me
But
every
still
day.
God-
believe it's gonna happen.
It's
but
gonna happen.
I know this is what I always say. I walk by faith, step in my purpose.
Yeah.
And by that, I know that God is going to provide whatever I need. And so it can be scary, but just that determination.
Right.
It's all a mindset thing.
It is. It's a mindset.
Consistency, focus.
We do.
Here on
that's one of my favorite things to talk about.
Mindset is so
everything.
It's everything.
So
it's everything.
It is.
Because a lot of people rely on talent.
Yeah.
And talent is not only gets you so far, right? Like I think that's why Kobe Bryant is one of the most respected basketball players, is because he wasn't an oversized guard, and he couldn't even palm the basketball. He had a talent level. He joined the NBA from high school, but his determination, his focus, and his will to be the best. Yep. He was doing 3 times a day workouts, 4 times a day workouts, and his whole mindset was, while everybody's resting, I'm already getting better.
I'm already ahead of them.
By the time we get into the 3rd year of what I'm doing, there's no way that you can surpass me.
Right.
So it's that talent. But what's so crazy about hard work and discipline is that actually it supersedes your talent. Like, you're talented, but that hard work makes you even more talented.
It does.
And it makes it look
you're
easy.
Consistent. When you're consistent, then you just keep getting better.
That's the secret right there
That's
that nobody wants to ever
nobody
talk
wants
about.
to do it.
I'm going to give you the 3 secrets right now to have the best business in the world.
No. Let's talk about the real stuff.
The real is consistency.
Get in the field, even when you're not that good at what you're doing.
Yeah.
And you will grow.
Yeah.
Just like with this podcast, like me and Key, like we're doing a podcast. We'll figure it out as we go.
Figure it out.
And that's how you do it. That's what entrepreneurship is.
Yes. Like be our authentic self. And let's go and show up.
And people are going to fall in love with that.
People.
They will.
But let me ask y'all something. What's the right way to do anything?
Just doing it.
Yeah.
And going by faith and believing that it's going to be
successful. Already done.
That's already done. We already believe in what it's going to be like. It's going. We're just doing our part by showing up.
Yeah. I bet y'all know people that are like, Key, I'm going to start my hair studio this year.
Oh, yeah.
And they've been saying it for the last 5 years. And they're waiting for all the perfect thing. I need to get this equipment. I'm going to get the nicest chair ever.
Yeah.
And you're like,
you don't need all this.
Yeah.
I used to play basketball, so I like to go back to basketball. Yeah. It's the guy that walks in the gym with all like the gear on. He's got the nicest shoes, the headbands, the arm sleeve. And then he shoots the ball and he's trash and you're like,
yeah.
Yeah. I'd rather look rugged and get things popping.
Yep.
And then be good along the way. So
So I would like to talk about the power in collaboration, like as far as you partnering with your co-founder, like how is that? I'm sure that he's a great accountability partner for you.
Yeah.
Right?
He's awesome.
Is he?
Yeah. To me, mindset is everything.
Yeah.
And we're both locked in with our vision and our mindset. Like we're putting out an offer for late January. We're doing a strategy session dinner. Yeah. And we were talking about like price to charge.
Yeah.
And he's like, man, let's do it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And he's like, I was just telling him, man, who cares what anybody else thinks?
Who cares?
Right? We know we're going to deliver on the value. So the people that say that's expensive,
I feel like he's more of the safer part of you, but you're more like the let's jump out and do it type. Or y'all, do y'all kind of be like that? Or he kind of like, he overanalyzes everything, because I think he goes more into isn't he what does he do by profession?
He's a marketer. He's a business coach.
He's a business coach. So that's why I was like, I kind of feel like, and we're gonna talk outside of Crown too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
but I think our partnership is great. Like I'm blessed to have him. I'm blessed to have a running mate that, to me, mindset is everything. Like I said, so we can figure out all the other stuff along the way. We just believe in the same thing and we have the same vision. If you have the same vision, like
you
y'all,
like
on that. Partnership is everything.
It is.
If you there's disagreements on the vision before you even start, well, that's gonna cause problems down the road, right? And understanding each other's roles, like, hey, this is what I bring to the table. This is what I also bring to the table. And that's where you really got to get into your leadership bag as well. Because you're partners, right? If you're at the same level, it's like, all right, I got to value your opinion, even if I don't agree with it. Like, and like I said, with the whole speed networking thing, I was like, I don't really like that idea, but let's do it.
Let's try it. You know,
and I don't know. I find out there's more people that like it.
Yeah.
And I think that was actually one of the most impactful things.
Wow.
We do. Yeah.
Because that's what got me. I was like, what? What is that? I never heard of that. So I was
cool.
like that. I know I do want. We talked a lot about Crown, and we talked a lot about the foundation and things like that. But we want to talk about your profession.
Yeah.
Like, what do you do by a profession?
Yeah. Well, honestly, right now, Crown is my main focus. I was just telling Joel probably about 2 weeks ago of, because I do business coaching as well.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
That's what
I do business coaching as well. I've been a serial entrepreneur for the last 10 years. And so I take my experience from, the different industries that I've been in, from fitness to e-commerce to help start up a leadership consulting firm. And I use that to help entrepreneurs and business owners, which is a great tool that I can have in my bag for Crown. That's how we're able to do a strategy session dinner with people, but Crown is my focus because you can't serve two masters, and that's what I got.
Oh, okay.
I got to the point of realizing of like, all right, I can give my all to this, or I'm gonna have to give half to each.
That's true, though.
And for me, Crown is my purpose.
Okay.
That's what I just felt like God was continuing on telling me. No, this is it. Like I put you in position for all these different things, and when you look back, you're like, oh yeah, God is really working. And so I just had to understand, like, all right, business coaching, that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I love that.
So
like but I still have the opportunity to still do that in a different capacity with Crown. So
yeah. And it still ties in together, honestly.
Yeah.
It does
absolutely.
because somebody's going to still be looking for your service.
Absolutely.
Services,
And I'm there to offer it, but I just love helping other people and putting other people
in position.
And you will be blessed for that. For giving, definitely.
If you go and you have that servant mindset.
Attitude,
oh, yeah, the servant.
I mean,
yes.
The Bible talks about that. I think it's Proverbs 3:11 maybe. I may be butchering it, but you go and you serve and you are going to be prosperous.
Absolutely. That's just what it. That's just what it is. That's on the foundation. You go out and you serve. That's what we're here for.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I know you emphasize about the power of strategy networking. What's one strategy every entrepreneur should use to build a network that truly serves them?
I think one of the best things that somebody can do, are they starting out or just in general? Just in general, I think putting on events for yourself, like doing an intro to business event. Right. Like, because especially with what you guys do, right, as a service-based business, you're doing people's hair in the local area. Yeah. Right. So you can't do somebody's hair in California. Somebody else can find you and be like, y'all are so dope. I'm gonna come and fly out to you. There's one-offs like that. But if you're serving a general location, go meet the community. Yeah. Go let people know what you have to offer. That's one of the best, I think, marketing tools that you can do. And we even talked about at the event that you came and spoke on is serve, right? Like put on an event, serve, make it a dope event, let people know what you do. And then they're going to have that buy-in factor to you is like, oh, Key's awesome.
We like her.
Yeah, Key's awesome. I love her personality.
She got going on.
I don't need a weave right now, but when I do. I'm gonna go to her. So I think that's one of the best ways to do it. Even Daniel Presley, if you guys are familiar with him, he wrote Key Person of Influence. He talks about that's what he did for his 5 or 7 businesses that all got to over 7 figures within a year. He just consistently did that over and over and over again. So there's that word consistency, but you got to go out and touch the marketplace. People like to play keyboard warriors and do all that marketing and everything, which is great, necessary.
It is,
but
go do that for yourself, right? Like
that's right.
You should have all these business owners in here, and that's how you can collaborate and partner from there.
Right. I love it.
Oh, this is good. Every interview today,
I got the cue.
Yeah, I'm like,
she's sucking it all up.
Yeah, I'm like soaking everything. Yeah, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to call Joseph for this. I'm gonna have to call this person for that. Okay, I'm getting it. Yes. All right, Keith. So, what's next for Crown? I know that you guys plan on, hosting events. Is this like a once a month thing? Yeah,
we're doing once a month. We're going to be expanding to some other cities.
Okay.
We also want to getting into like speaking engagements at universities and colleges, touching the youth.
That's great.
Doing a lot more like community events, like donating, and we're doing like a Christmas drive. Going to go out and pass out toys to underserved communities and families that really need it. So we're just kind of touching on all areas. We're going to
Mm-hmm.
be, starting a podcast here shortly as well.
Amen.
That's just super
That's
important.
so good.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. So there's a lot to come.
Let your voices be heard.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, we live in an attention economy. So if you want to
Yes.
build a brand, you want to do something
Yes,
big,
you gotta speak.
you got to get out there.
Yep.
right?
Mhm. You do. I love it. Tell us about a successful and powerful success story, right? From someone who attended the Crown event or joined the network.
Yeah, so we're just starting off, so we don't necessarily have those success stories just yet. But I would say just the collaborations and seeing the relationships happening real time.
Okay.
Mhm.
Like it was so dope. The event that you had gone to, I think Coco was her name, but she's does fashion and she has swim line or something like that.
Yeah. Athletic
Line.
Oh, dope.
Yeah.
Right. And so I have a friend, she does it pretty big. She has like 1 million followers on Instagram. I'm like, hey, she has a clothing line. Like, let me send you her information. Y'all get in touch.
Mhm.
But just seeing those,
Just making the connections.
but
overall.
like, hey, I need a camera person.
Yeah.
Like, can you come and film for me?
Right.
Like, let's talk about that. I'm actually planning on shooting a commercial. Those to me are success
They're
stories.
more success because if you can meet on a collaboration and then actually make a campaign or project that's gonna
together.
that's so
I love it.
powerful. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'd say just for us specifically as Crown, like again, we're 3 months into the game, but the just taking idea and putting it out into the marketplace, to me, that's a success for us, right? Because you don't know what you don't know, but you got to go and put action into it. As business owners, entrepreneurs, creatives, brands, right? Like we're so hard on ourselves, and we don't take the small wins as like something that we actually need. So even that small win right there of starting it, and it's like, oh shoot, the marketplace actually wants this. People actually want this, and keeping on doing it. And we're seeing how it's grown. We're seeing, different types of people that we're tapping in with and that can help us and take it on to new levels already.
Yeah.
That's a success.
Yep.
Yep.
I agree.
And speaking on, like people putting themselves out there, like what's one piece of advice that you could give someone that's like struggling to come from behind that fear of like making themselves known and visible, whether it's online or in person? Because I feel like fear is really what holds most of us back. You know?
Yeah. I my mindset is probably a little bit more tough than other people's.
Yeah, but give it
I
to
think
them
that's
though.
maybe,
because everybody don't have that.
Exactly. But who cares?
You got to be straightforward with them.
Who cares about your fear? Honestly, you're more selfish
Either
than
you
you
want it or
actually
not.
think.
Yeah.
Well, just think about how many people you can impact.
Yeah.
With whatever you do, whether it's through hair, whether it's through beauty, whether it's through crown, right? Like you're so worried thinking about yourself, if you're capable or what other people are going to think about you, that it's preventing you from actually changing.
Basically, what you're saying.
Yeah, it is selfish.
Okay, I like that.
I can see that.
Because if you're fearful from giving out the gift of what you know you have and you're not giving it to somebody, you're being selfish.
And it's
that
almost,
that was clear. Yeah, I like that.
Again, it's all a mindset thing.
It is.
Like, what is y'all's potential? Like, what is it? Where is the ceiling?
Yeah.
You don't know.
You don't know.
But you have to show up each and every single day to continue
figure it
to
out.
take that ceiling off. Right. So we all have unlimited potential.
Right.
But it's what's in here that either holds us back or propels us forward.
It's all about
and if you
mindset.
understand that, you can actually do something about it, because first step to change is through awareness.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So if you're aware of something like, oh, I have fear. Okay. What do you do about it?
How
like,
can we get
you
through
know
it?
you're fearful.
Yeah.
Do you want to stay fearful?
Yeah.
If you do, then you don't want it that bad.
You don't
right?
want it that bad.
That's so true. Like either you want it or you don't.
Yeah.
So just do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Be like Nike.
I mean, what's the worst that can happen, right?
Yeah.
That's true. Going back to where you were before.
Yeah. That's the worst that could happen.
It's because we're all brainwashed. We're all brainwashed.
That is the second time I heard that today.
Yeah. Well, it's
It's
true.
the truth.
It's true.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a weird
Think
program.
about it.
Basically.
Yeah, you're programmed. You're told
To be
to fit
in a box.
Yeah. Like do something that like it makes sense or is realistic.
Yeah.
You know.
Realistic.
Yeah. And so you're told that so many times from a young age.
Yes.
You don't even realize that you're thinking the wrong way, and everybody else thinks that way too. So you normalize it, and you're like, "Wait a minute," and
it's
then you
just
finally
passed
wake up,
down.
and you're like, "How come I'm different?"
Yeah.
You know. So
And why do I think differently?
Why do I think differently? And then you get
Feeling
around
out of
true
place.
winners, and you're like,
Man,
these are my people.
Yes.
This my tribe.
You
right
like,
here.
what was I thinking?
yeah,
Like,
I was
what?
with them.
I was with them. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, I should have been around these people.
We
a
love
long time
everybody,
ago.
but relationships are everything.
No, it's
They are.
yeah, for real.
They are. And I think it's important for us to use those gifts that God grants us because, first of all, that's a borrowed gift. And he needs you to put it out into the marketplace or wherever so that you can bless his people. And one thing that I realize is if you get an idea, you need to act on it because most of these ideas are from God. And if you don't use it, guess what? You're going to turn around and see somebody else doing the same thing you wanted
That's
to do.
it.
And I've seen it happen multiple times.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, I had that thought 2 years ago.
Yes.
God, like, ain't nobody finna play with you.
Yes.
Like, either you gonna do it or not, you know?
Me too.
And so now I'm learning, like, when I get a download, I'm like, okay, bet. Like, let me see how I can make this happen because he gonna snatch this up and next week I'm gonna see
give
it.
it to somebody else.
And then I'm gonna be feeling some type of way
because you're like, dang, I should have just did it.
because I was scared.
Yeah.
Like, what you
Ooh.
scared of?
What you scared
Your
for?
obedience.
Yes.
Yes.
It's like, it's crazy. And then you see it like the next year or whatever.
Yeah.
And you see it so quick. You like,
Yes.
why didn't I act on it?
Yeah. I take two things from that. Number one, to me, it's I'm thinking in the right way. Like I've had that happen a couple times.
Yeah.
So I saw Damon John pull up an advertisement and I'm like,
Bro, I had the same
I
idea.
texted my friend. I'm like, bro, do you see this? This was our idea 3 years ago. Damon
Yeah.
John, right? Like
Yeah.
billionaire.
Yeah.
Same thing with another situation. And I'm like, all right, but that means I'm thinking as a
That's
billionaire.
what I was thinking too,
Billionaire.
though. I was like, because everything, I remember even things before we started our podcast, we were seeing some same visions of what we were going to
Yes,
do.
we
And
were.
I'm like, that just lets us know we are in the right
We're
time.
on the right time.
Yes.
Yep.
We're on the right time.
And
with
to me,
everything.
I believe nothing happens by accident.
Yes.
Like, and
Yep.
those are confirmations from
Yes.
God. And-
So that's another thing I look at it
Yes.
like as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I'm like, ooh, we on the right.
We on the right track.
And secondly, if we all believe that God has a plan for us, our lives,
Yeah.
right? Like if we believe
it.
believe
Mhm.
it, then
Truly.
we got to put action into it. Faith without works
That's
is dead.
it.
Right?
That's
It's
just what
a
it
wrap.
comes down to.
Yep.
If you got it, you believe it. If it was downloaded in you and you believe it,
Yep.
you need to do something.
Act on it.
Whether
Mhm.
you got the finances or not, you gotta.
Yeah.
You just gotta move
You do.
because it's gonna come. He gonna lay everything out for
He
you.
will.
It's
Yeah.
gonna happen.
And you want to be
So.
prepared. So you may as well get to stepping. so you can be in position.
Absolutely, absolutely. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness, what else? Do we have for Joseph today? Like,
Work-life balance?
yeah,
No such thing.
Balance doesn't exist.
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
Where
You
do
just
know it?
juggling multiple things.
Yeah,
That's
you-
how I look at it.
You got to understand what your values are.
that's
Yeah.
true.
You understand what your values are. That's how you say yes to things and say no to
No
things.
to things,
right?
yeah.
Like if I say my relationship with my significant others, something that's important and I value,
Yep.
but I go hang out with my friends that, have boys' nights and
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But it's just like, all right, that's not
What do you
alignment.
truly
And that's gonna
value?
put me in position to, like I just don't want to
Slack.
be around that, right?
Yeah.
Like, why would I do that? Right?
Yeah.
If you're grinding and somebody invites you on a dope vacation, it's easier to say no to those things. It's just like, oh man, I really want to go to Paris.
Yeah,
But I'm in a season of grinding, and I
Yeah,
know
I
if I
can't do
stay
it
10
right
toes
now.
down in it, I know I'm not only going to be
Yep.
able to go to Paris, but I'm going to be able to take all my friends
Yep.
to Paris.
true.
I
Right.
love
Yeah.
it.
So you
Yeah.
understand your values.
You do.
That's your filtration system.
Yep.
Yes, I love that though. Yes. So, what other cities are y'all gonna expand to? Have you thought about that? Is that a written down vision, or y'all just kind of rolling?
It's coming.
Okay.
Yeah, you-
Look, you said I ain't got the real
Like,
right now.
it's
We'll see.
coming. Can't put you too. Yeah.
I love that. I love
Anywhere
it.
and everywhere.
Yeah. You better go.
Yeah. What's global?
Yes.
Global.
It's global.
Global.
Yeah.
Period.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's everywhere.
Period.
Yes.
Like, we ain't sticking to nothing.
No.
Africa, here I come.
Listen, anywhere. I love it.
Well,
Yes.
so Joel, just to put him on real quick, he actually has a foundation now in
Oh,
Africa.
really?
It's called Ruth's Home. It's in the
Wow.
Congo, and they take care of like single women, mothers,
Okay.
and children, and everything. I think they're housing 70 families right now. So you talk about Africa,
Wow.
yeah,
That's beautiful.
we already got that partnership out there going.
That's-
So,
See,
yeah.
See, then I just called it out.
Y'all doing it.
I love that though.
Well, that's something that
that's one of my
him and his
goals,
family
though,
have already
too.
started.
Yeah.
He's originally from the Congo. So,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So it makes sense
Yeah,
then.
but I just want to give him a little shout out.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
shout
He's
out
doing
to
good
him.
things. That's what I
Yeah.
love about it. I was like, you just never know, like, and to hear people's stories and from, what they're doing is so inspiring. It just continues to let us know as entrepreneurs to just keep going. You
keep
never
going.
know. Like, everybody is always learning from somebody.
Yep.
Staying open. So what's the importance of staying educated and staying on track of what you do to add additional to what you already know, like getting more advanced training, getting more
In terms of like
education.
just like entrepreneurial,
Yeah.
like education.
Staying educated, staying on what you find it to keep you going.
Yeah. To me, again, it goes back to what's our potential, right?
Yeah.
We all have unlimited potential. The way we tap into that is by continuously learning, reading, growing, right? We grow ourselves internally first, and then it translates externally.
Yeah.
So,
That's true.
I think it's so important to read and listen to other people that are more successful than
Yeah.
you, and just have that desire to just be
Staying
inquisitive and learn,
Right.
because I don't know everything,
Right.
right? I have a lot of opinions about things, but I don't know everything.
Yeah.
And so I see all the successful people in the world. That's what they're dedicated to, is learning. So why wouldn't I? Right.
Yeah.
What's some good books you would recommend?
Oh my goodness.
That's a good one.
Power of the Subconscious Mind.
Power of the
that one.
Subconscious
As a Man
Mind.
Thinketh by James
Okay.
Allen.
Okay.
Key Person of Influence for sure.
Okay.
Oversubscribed.
Okay.
Oversubscribed. Okay.
Atomic Habits.
I think I
Yeah.
Yeah.
yes.
Popular one.
Yeah. The 4 Agreements.
Mm-hmm.
Actually a really good one too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look at them. Give us some good old education.
I'm
here.
telling you.
No, but they say that like successful people read, and if you're not reading for real, you're missing out. Like you need to find time for yourself and reading. Yeah. How important is that? Like, for your mental, like finding you time. Like, do you balance that with, with Crown? I know that we be so just on a rampage of getting our business going and be so into it, but your mental state, like where is that at this moment?
My mental state?
Like, like mental health.
Oh, it's great.
Mental health, good.
I believe in me.
Yes.
I know that's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then how do you find time? Like, do you do exercise? Do you do
to me,
Pilates?
that's-
do different
Yeah, I do
things?
Pilates. Yeah.
I know. I like
Pilates,
Pilates, yoga. That's what I was
But
like.
I'm usually in the gym lifting weights or running. Like,
Yeah.
To me, that's so necessary.
You go there 4 days a week, or
I do 3
5?
days.
3
actually,
days,
yeah.
perfect.
I can get in and
That's
get out
enough.
and make it
Yeah.
happen. Yeah. And I'll do 2 days of cardio through the week. So I guess
Perfect.
5, but
so you get into 5 days then.
yeah.
So I feel like that. I feel like exercise plays an important part of our mental health.
Yeah.
Like because I know for me, like I have to have that time in the mornings to do my Pilates. Like I start realizing how good my body feels and how my mind feels, everything after I do it.
Yeah.
It's like I line myself up, I pray, I do my Pilates, and then I go.
Setting
Once
the
I
tone
do
for the
that,
day.
it set the whole tone
Yeah.
for today. So I always ask people, what do they do,
Yeah.
like to kind of set their day?
It sets the tone for sure. But I think it's so necessary to do hard things that make you want to quit. Like, because you can do that as a business owner, but how do you expand your capacity as a business owner? You got to keep on pushing yourself, or not even as a business owner, just as a person.
I was
As a
just going to say
person,
that,
right?
just like as a person, and just no matter what, like even if you work a 9 to 5, you still should have something to kind of help balance your days.
Yeah.
or set the tones for your days.
Yeah, a rubber band is only as useful when it's being stretched, right?
That stretch
And
part is
so
something
you
else.
need to
Look.
have that.
Baby, it
So
be
that stretch part is
hurting.
something
Yeah.
else.
Oh, it's intense. But yeah, it's like
But it's only
you have
intense
to-
for a moment.
it's only intense for a moment. And then you're like, okay, I'm getting used to this now.
Exactly.
You
And then
know?
you look back in a year and you're like, man, I've came such a long way. How
Such
did
a
I do
long
that?
way.
Yeah.
But it's because you put yourself in position.
That's true. That is so true.
Yes. I do have one last question.
Okay.
I would like to know more about the strategy dinner. Like, when is this taking place? And like,
kind of
like the details.
Yeah. So it's going to be late January,
Okay.
potentially January 24th.
Okay.
Potentially.
Okay.
We're ironing that out this
Still
weekend.
figuring out
But
the-
the whole purpose is, hey, it's a new year, right? 2025.
Mhm.
That's when people are like locked into
Yeah,
their
locked
goals.
in.
And man, this is
Yes.
going to be the year that I'm going to have the most profitable business.
Yes.
And so, you know, Joel has
2025.
that marketing background. I have that business background. And so we're going to be doing strategy dinners for a group of different entrepreneurs and business owners to where we can go in and, you know, come up with a marketing strategy that actually works for you and your business for the entire year, as well as how do you become a thought leader, right?
Yeah.
How do you become that person of influence in your niche, right? Because are you the only person that does hair weaving? No? Okay. So how do you separate yourself from everybody that does what you do, right? It's finding that niche. It's by doing what you're doing it right now by having a podcast, right? By letting people know that you are different. You offer the same thing, but it may not be done in the same way.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to give you better quality than Key, right? No one's going to take care of you better than Key, right? And how you do that is through what we're going to be talking about at the dinner. But I think as well as just the relationships that are going to be fostered from that, right? Because a lot of people like free, okay? But when you're around people that are willing to invest into themselves, people like that. People like to talk about it, but like, oh man, a couple $100 dinner, like, I don't know. That's fine. You figure it out. You figure it out. That's fine. But people that are willing to spend hundreds and thousands of dollars to be around other people, that's a different environment to where you're like, oh shoot. And now you're building relationships with people that have money, that are willing to do that. So that's somebody that you can have in your back corner that you can utilize, partner with, collaborate with. And you already know, like you're already vetted. It's like, oh, I saw you there.
Yeah. So I know
you're with it, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. And so I think that's, you know, going to be one of the most valuable things for the people that are going to be there. But it's going to be late January.
I mean, for those
it's going to be awesome.
Be serious,
we'll be on the lookout for that.
That's just
absolutely.
What it is. Yeah. You know what, Joseph? It was a treat to have you here today.
It's a treat to be here.
We already know that you are so passionate in what you do. You passionate for other people. We just want to thank you for all that you do and just taking your time to come to the Salon Talk Literally show today.
Yeah,
so
literally.
Grateful.
Yes.
Literally.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys and having me, and it's been an honor, and hopefully I can be a repeat guest.
Absolutely. You're going to come bring it back some more things. I know it. So,
exactly.
Yep.
Let everybody know where they can find you, where they can follow you and keep up with you.
Absolutely. The place to follow me specifically is on Instagram at Joseph A. Honeysett, and then follow Crowned 4 Him. That's our community Instagram. And you'll be able to follow all of our monthly events as well as all the big things that we're going to be doing out in the community and globally.
Perfect. Thank you so much again, Joseph. We're wrapping this up, and we will see you guys on the next episode.